Hi YouTube, what is up? Delta here. So I'm starting my first showcase in my sort of line of mod showcases that I'm going to do. So the one I thought I would start with today is Croparia, which is basically mystical agriculture, but kind of slightly different. It's like a spiritual successor to it. So the point of the mod is that you can grow your own resources, so not just crops and things that are normally crops, but also like ores and things like that as well. Anything as well, like mob drops, you name it, you can grow it. So I just wanted to show you how you actually get started with that. So the very first thing you need is just wheat seeds, just like you would normally get from breaking grass, although I think it's a lot rarer in this version of it. I seem to be getting everything except wheat seeds. But basically you want to get your hands on some wheat seeds. If not, I know that there's like some villages and stuff around that you can easily get wheat from and wheat seeds from. And then once you've got your wheat seeds, you also want to get this stuff called Elementalus ore. Yeah, Elementalus, which you find in caves. So you dig it out and you normally get it in veins of like 1 or 2. So you don't get a lot of it each time you dig it out, but you don't need loads and loads to get started. And then what you want to do is make yourself an infuser. I think I kept calling it an infusing table, but I've got JEI installed so you can see how to make it there. It's just 5 stone bricks in that pattern, and then you plonk it down, and then this is the fun bit. So you take out, I'll start with this one, take out your Elementalus ore and glass bottle, and you combine them and you make Elementalus potions like that. And then you take your wheat seeds, of which I have 8, and you put that in there, and it does a funky glowing thing and looks kind of cool. And then you put your wheat seeds on there, and it makes a Croparia. Look in my backpack, there's your Croparia. This is the thing you now use to make seeds. So this allows you to make tier 1 seeds. So this is your tier 1. It allows you to make loads of different ones actually, even for like when you're just getting out, there's loads of things you can grow. So I've been growing feathers so I can get loads of arrows, but you can also grow eggs, which I'm also growing, so then it obviously saves you having to deal with like chickens and that kind of thing. There's loads. You can grow dyes, most of the raw meats as well, planks, leather, honeycomb, sniffer eggs as well, which is a bit weird. I feel like there are more efficient ways of getting sniffer eggs than growing them via seeds, but whatever. Glass bottles as well, which has been super useful for this mod as well, because obviously you have to make the little Elementalus potions to be able to use the infuser. So you can get loads and loads of different seeds that way. And then once you've made your seeds, you plant them, and it gives you a little. Have I got one in my backpack? I don't. That's a bit annoying. But once it grows, I think I did a little bit of this in my last video, in like my just intro video. So if you want to go and see that, then check out that one. When they grow like this. So you want to start really with like coal is probably one of the most useful ones to begin with, because obviously you've got then a growable fuel source that's not trees. You just straight up grow coal. So when you get your fruit, also got a flint fruit, you can right click and it will just give you that thing. Or alternatively, you can pop it in your crafting table and it gives you all of the thing there. So that's how you make all the tier 1 seeds. If you want to make tier 2 seeds, so get slightly better resources, then you have to do another ritual, and you have to use this setup here. There is integration with JEI allowing you to see how to set up this ritual structure. If I go on to Croparia, I think it should show you. So yeah, the ritual stand, and then if you click on ritual structure, it shows you the ritual structure here. But I found it to be not the most intuitive. You use these to zoom out. So this shows you what you need growing and stuff, and where you need. So this, these 2 arrows here make you go down and up. levels. So then it allows you to see what you need on each level, like, by level I mean like Y level. Yeah, and this is your input block, so this is what you're going to be putting into the ritual that changes it into the elemental, these things that you get out at the end of it. It's a bit confusing, so this is kind of why I thought I might do like a little showcase on it. And if you're wondering what version I'm using of Croparia, it's Croparia-If, not Croparia version 4, which I think is the other one that's sort of readily available at the moment. I don't know how they differ because I haven't played version 4, but I'm assuming they differ in some way. So this is specifically for -if. So what you want to do is grow your crops in this formation. So you want 4 coal crops on the corners of your little ritual stand here, and then you want 4 short grass crops on the outsides of the circle. And this one over there I think must have got trampled, which is a bit annoying. Do I have any? I don't have any short grass seeds in there. I was going to say I will make sure that it's make sure that we've actually got that planted. I should have some seeds inside, and it needs to be mature for the ritual to be able to work, as in the crops have to be fully grown for it to work. Is that? No, those are short. No, we don't have any short grass seeds. But what is cool now, I will show you at least how you make the seeds. So I'll find my short grass there, and you need 4 of whatever the thing is that you want to grow. And then you need 4 either wheat seeds, beetroot seeds, just base Minecraft seeds. It doesn't seem to work with modded seeds, which is a bit annoying, because I've got tons of modded seeds. It only seems to work with the base Minecraft seeds, so I'm assuming that it's item based rather than tag based, because obviously if something had the seed tag then it should work, but it doesn't seem to. So anyway, this is how you make it. So you put your Croparia in the middle, you put your thing you want to grow in the corners around, and then you put the wheat or the seeds in, not wheat, sorry, the wheat seeds or the beetroot seeds in the middle like that, and then you get your seed that you can grow. And then I'm going to grab some bone meal just so that I can fully grow, that should be enough, just so that I can fully grow the short grass crop. Let's put it in there, and then I can show you how to do the first ritual. Oh, and you need the water around as well in exactly this formation. So it's no good just plonking water down and going, oh, okay, that will make sure that the crops can grow. It has to be, there we go. It has to be in that exact formation. And then on the outside there, it is andesite in the tall pillars in the corners, and then diorite as short pillars around the edges. So I'll just kind of show that. And then you've got your ritual structure, ritual stand in the middle, which I think you make, yeah, it's iron, it's all iron. So 2 iron ingots and then 3 iron blocks along the top. So it's kind of expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And that takes you through every single one of the seeds, so you never need to upgrade that structure or upgrade that stand just to get seeds. The only reason you ever need to upgrade it is if you want any of the items that you get from Croparia. So there are a few, they're like magical kind of artifacts and items, and they do seem kind of useful, but like I'm probably not bothered enough by it. I just want to be able to grow resources and that because I find it fun, and also it's just kind of cool. Like there's something cool about right clicking a diamond plant and suddenly you have diamonds. What? I love it. So now what we need, if we want to get the next element in order to upgrade our Croparia, we need elemental earth, which is this stuff here. And in order to get elemental earth, you're going to need amethyst blocks, 4 of them, and then you're also going to need an elementalus ore. So I'm going to take those, boom, and I'm also, while I'm about it, going to grab 4 magma blocks, 4 prismarine blocks, because then I can show you how to do the next tiers up. as well. So you want to plonk these blocks in the holes around the ritual stand, like that. So it looks all pretty. And then you take your Elementalist and you just right click the middle and bam, it gives you the elemental earth ore. It's gone straight into my backpack because my backpack's magnetic, but it has given it to me there. So that's how you get that. If you want the next tier up from that, so you want Croparia tier 3s, then you need Prismarine. So you pop them just as you did before in there. And then you take your Elementalist ore and you right click. Oh, okay, I picked it up too quickly. You right click, there we go. And it destroys the blocks, but it gives you your next one, which is elemental water. And then if you want to get the next one up, you've probably guessed it by now, you take your magma blocks. You do need to be careful not to stand on them, which I've done many a time. And then same thing, you take your Elementalist ore and right click, boom, destroys them. And then if I look at my backpack, elemental fire. So now once you've got these guys, you can then make the next tier up. I mean, actually no, you only need elemental earth to make the next tier, but then you need elemental water, elemental fire, and so on and so forth to keep upgrading them. And if you keep upgrading them, then you can get lots and lots of resources. So what you want to do in order to upgrade your... My brain's just done a complete brain fart, just completely shut down. In order to upgrade your Croparia tier 1s, in order to get Croparia tier 2s, you take your elemental earth, like that, and you're going to want a couple. And you take your Croparia 1s that you would have already made. I'll just make some quickly now off camera because I don't know if I've got enough stuff for them actually. So yeah, once you've got your Croparias, your tier 1 Croparias, just the base ones like these, I've made 4, just so I can show you how to make the next couple. Then this time what you're going to do is put your earth potions in here, and then you put your Croparias on top. And then what it will do is give you a Croparia tier 2. And then if you do that again with another elemental earth potion, bam, bam, and it goes into my backpack, I've now got 2 Croparia tier 2s. So each one requires 2 of the previous one. So now if I wanted, I could take this Croparia tier 2 and combine it with my elemental water potion, like that, and put that in there with the tier 2s, and then it gives me a tier 3, and so on and so forth. Basically, you want to get each next element in order to be able to make the previous one. And what you can do as well, that I have also done, is make seeds of these elements, so then you don't have to keep doing the ritual which uses your blocks over and over and over again. So if you don't want to have to keep doing that Prismarine ritual to get your elemental water, you can just grow elemental water seeds. Same thing with the elemental earth. If you don't want to keep using amethyst blocks to do the ritual over and over again, you can grow elemental earth seeds. So if I click on this one here, what you need is a tier 3, and then obviously your 4 seeds and your 4 elemental earth, and that will then give you the elemental earth seeds. So you don't have to keep on doing the ritual over and over again, which is what I've got. So I've got a few of those planted. To get elemental fire seeds is a bit more challenging because you need a tier 6 Croparia in order to make them. So you have to keep on going through. You have to get elemental air before you can make your elemental fire seeds, which is quite a challenge because I think if I'm right, yeah, you need purple blocks to be able to do the ritual to get elemental air in the first place. And I've not actually yet beat the Ender Dragon, which I think I did also say in like the intro video if you have watched that one. I haven't yet beat the Ender Dragon, so I've not yet gone to the end, so I can't yet do this. So I'm not growing any elemental fire at the moment, but I am growing all the others. So I'm growing Elementalus, I'm growing elemental water, I'm growing elemental earth, but I'm not growing those two yet. And let me just as well, now that we've sort of gone through how the system works, yeah, so you can see here you need your 4 seeds and an Elementalus to make 1 Croparia. Once you've got that, you can then use 2 of those with a potion of earth to make tier 2 Croparias. You can then use your potion of water with 2 tier 2 Croparias to make a tier 3 Croparia. You then use 2 tier 3 Croparias and your potion of fire to make a tier 4 Croparia. I think it's at this point you still only need potions of fire to make tier 5. Yeah, so you still need potions of fire to make tier 5. But then you need elemental air and a potion of air and your 2 tier 5s to make a tier 6. And the same thing to make a tier 7. But I'm pretty sure the only thing you can grow with a tier 7, yeah, is dragon eggs and elemental air. So I mean, if you wanted to farm dragon eggs, then go for it, I guess. But other than that, there's not really a reason to be growing elemental air. So I probably won't ever bother doing that. So I'll just run through all of the uses. So Croparia tier 2s tends to be like mob drops, so like spider's eyes, prismarine shells, slime balls. I've got a couple of them growing just so I can make leads. Gold ingots. Rotten flesh, I don't know why it's on there because that's not that useful. I don't know why that's not a tier 1, but hey ho. I've gotten the mod that lets you smelt it into leather anyway, so it's kind of useful. Copper, prismarine shards, as well as the crystals, glowing sacks, and then your elementalist seeds as well. So obviously you can make them once you've got your tier 2s. Phantom memories as well. I'm surprised at how low they are. I would have thought that they'd be much higher because obviously you use it to repair an elytra. I would have thought they'd be a tier 3 at least, but hey ho. So, you know, yeah. You can, as you probably saw, also use them to get bone seeds, which can then be used for bone meal. So you can get infinite of all of them. I'm farming bones another way. I've got a mod called Mini Mob Farm, and I've got a skeleton inside that little tiny, it's like a little 1-block mob farm that allows me to harvest bones. So I'm doing that just because it's a little bit more efficient, and that I'm growing the slime balls to allow me to get a lead, which is what you need to make the mob farm work, weirdly. Uses of tier 3s, this is where it gets interesting because you can then make ender pearls, so you don't need to do the whole trading with piglins to get all of your eyes of ender. You can just grow your ender pearls once you've got 4 of them, which I am doing. So it's like quite a few nether blocks, that kind of thing, redstone dust, blaze rods as well. I'm not actually growing blaze rods. I might do that because that's probably useful, especially for brewing potions. Golden apples as well, so that you start, once you get to like tier 3, you get some really good stuff that you can start growing. And depending on what other mods and things you have installed would obviously depend on what is going to be most useful to you. Uses of tier 4s, now this gets interesting. Suddenly, look, you can grow echo shards. Yeah, you need 4 of them to begin with, but you only need to open like I feel like maybe like a couple, like 3 or 4 chests in an ancient city, and then you've probably got yourself this amount anyway. And then you can grow them infinitely. Heart of the Seas, elemental water, of course. Shulker boxes as well. Well, shulker shells, which can be used to make shulker boxes. Emeralds, so basically by this point you've got infinite trading with villagers. Gas tiers, diamonds as well, and this one's really cool. So obviously then you've got your diamond seeds, so you've got like infinite diamond gear, infinite uses of anything that needs diamonds, infinite smithing templates. If you've got like your netherite upgrade templates, then you've got infinite of those as well to be able to refresh the amount you've got, because I know obviously even if you've got 1, you make more of them from that one template. I know what I mean. And also bottles of enchanting, so you've basically got infinite experience at this point. And I will show you, it's pretty cool. We do have a little mechanism downstairs. I didn't set this up because I'm pretty crap with redstone, but my spouse, Sky, set this up. They're really, really good at it. They're fantastic at making little farms and stuff. We've got this little contraption here that shoves bottles of enchanting at you, just throws them at you really quickly. So you just stand on this platform and it levels you up. So if I wanted to get to level 30 to be able to get full enchantment levels, da-da, that quickly, and it's done. And if I wanted to go and harvest more bottles of enchanting, I'd just use my bone meal, and yeah. So basically we've got like infinite experience, infinite levels, as much as we need them. Just takes a little bit of setup and a little bit of time. And then if I go to the uses of tier 5s, this gets really interesting. Suddenly, netherite. You can get netherite ingots. And remembering all you need to get tier 5s is just a lot of seeds to begin with to make all of your Croparia tier 1s that you need. And then you need your potions of fire, your potions of earth to just go through, keep upgrading. And then bam, you've got Croparia tier 5s that you can then combine with netherite ingots to make netherite seeds. So we've ended up now, we've got infinite netherite. You can also use it for wither roses as well. I've not yet managed to find a wither rose, and obviously you do need 4 of the thing to begin with to be able to start growing them. I have also got a mod installed. I've got backpacks, and my back in particular I think is called a haymaker's backpack or something. And basically it allows me to get double the yield when I harvest crops, and also it will give me their seeds sometimes too. So what essentially I've got from that is when I harvest a lot of my Croparia crops, they give me more of that same type of seed, which is also really cool. Whereas normally they don't do that. You have to make more seeds if you want them. But like if I go round and I harvest all of these, we do have right click harvest as well, which makes it super useful. I massively recommend. There we go. So if I harvest all of that and I look at my backpack, look, you can see that I know a couple of these I had before, but like you can see that I've got seeds that have dropped from those. I mean, I don't really need to plant any more now because I've got like enough of each thing really. Oh, there's a zombie. Don't trample my crops! And I can one-shot him with my bow because my bow is awesome. Just showing off. Let's go back inside. Basically, yeah, it's given me all of these, but it has also given me all of these seeds that if I wanted to, I could replant. I mean, I'm just going to chuck these, and it gives me the thing. But if I was going to be more time efficient, I could go into the crafting table and do it this way. You know, you can see it just gives you loads. It's really, really cool. I really, really like this mod. And I'll show you as well what we've managed to get as a result from it. So, this is the netherite. There's loads of it, and as you can see, like I don't even have to harvest that much to get like a stack of about 20 of them. So each fruit gives you 2 of the thing. So like 1 diamond crop produces 2 diamond ores. So yeah, it's pretty good. So basically you only have to harvest 2 crops and you've already made back what you used to get that seed, because you need 4 of that thing to make a Croparia seed. So I'm just going to put everything in the boxes, and you can sort of clearly see how much it's managed to get me. So yeah, basically allows you to get pretty much any resource you want, and you can grow it. Or you can at least grow some form of it. Like, for example, I couldn't grow actual glowstone dust, but I could grow glowstone blocks. So then, is that it? There it is, yeah, glowstone fruit. So that gives you the blocks itself. There is no seed for the dust, as like these are all different things. But obviously if you've got enough of the blocks you can just turn them into dust, so it doesn't really matter. So it's really, really cool. There's so much. I mean, Most of this I'm not growing because it's obviously not stuff that I'm using, but pretty much if there's something you think, oh, I'm really short on that thing, you can grow it with Croparia. It's kind of awesome. The mystical items that I'm probably not going to bother with are, I think, this, which is a Horn of Plenty. I don't know what it does, but I'm assuming it's some kind of food type thing, whether it's an infinite food item or whether it gives you like increased something when you eat it. I genuinely don't know what it is or what it does. Infinite apple, I'm assuming that's just an apple that's infinite, that you can eat over and over and over again. It won't get used up. You've then got a magic rope. I think that kind of works like a grappling hook. A Midas hand, I don't know what that does. I genuinely have no idea. It might be like an extended reach thing from my guess. I have no idea. The other thing you can do is, if you really want, I think you can like liquefy or make fluid versions of each of the different elements. So the ritual stand tier 2, if you do want it to get the funky looking items, then it's just a gold block and then your original ritual stand. And then to upgrade that one, it's a diamond block on your tier 2 ritual stand. So if you've got to the point where you've got tier 5 and tier 6 Croparias, then these aren't going to be that costly to make. So I can see that, you know, it's a pretty easy thing to sort of do. But I do know that the ritual structure itself gets upgraded as well, so you have to put in like loads of blocks and it ends up being really big. I think to use the fully upgraded tier 3 ritual stand, you basically have to have like a full beacon in order for it to work, and sculpt sensors, and I think, yeah, activated shriekers as well, which is something you create with Croparia. And basically what that means is when you do the ritual, you're going to end up summoning a warden. So it's like, are you prepared to deal with that? That's the cost of it. So like, yeah, you can get these amazing items, but you have to fight the warden in order to be able to do so. So good luck, have fun. I'm personally not going to do them because I don't feel like I really need them. But if you want to, you can. There's also little greenhouses, which I haven't used, but I think they protect them from getting trampled, and also there might be a way that you can like link them up so that they auto harvest. So I think you can attach them to like hoppers and a barrel and have everything from the greenhouse then drop into that. Again, I'm not using them, but you can use them if you want to. If you're into that kind of thing. I'm more into, I really like farming in Minecraft. Like, I'm gonna be real, I really like manual farming. I understand the appeal of making an automatic farm that does it all for you and you come back and it's all done for you, but I find there's something really soothing about farming. Just going and harvesting crops, replanting them all. Yes, it's time consuming, but it's a part of the game that I just really enjoy. So it's one of the things that I prefer not to automate. That's just my personal opinion though. I've got like no issues with anyone who wants to automate them instead. But yeah, that's basically Croparia-If. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comments. I don't know if I'll be able to answer them or not. But also credits to the dev who made the mod, because I think it's really, really awesome and I think more people should play it. Even if you don't use it as like a standalone mod, it's definitely something that's really useful if you've got other mods installed like us, because if you look at our mod list, it's huge. So it's definitely a useful thing because we're using tons of resources for all different stuff. But yeah, that is going to wrap that up. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!